All right, folks. Lugaru21 here. You can call me Loop. Pretty much everybody who has ever attempted to pronounce my internet handle has always just referred to me as Loop, which is fine. I have here today American 5200 lock. This is actually my second time trying to do the lockpicking video. The first time that I did the lockpicking video was the first time that I ever actually tried to take the lock apart and was mildly folly aparty as opposed to smooth looking. And I'd rather, look mildly smooth if I'm going to put a video on here. Try and get them in frame. Here are the keys. Bidding, not too difficult at all, but this is the only one of these that I have. I don't know if this code that's on here can't possibly be the key code because it doesn't seem to line up with the bidding at all. So I don't know what that code means on the key, but I don't think that it's actually for the pins. All right, so let's get her open. I had been having some issues with this lock because I was ending up sometimes picking it successfully and sometimes ending up in the world's deepest false set. And I eventually figured out what was going on. It had to do with kind of the same problem that I was running into. Oh, I might be overset there, but we'll go with it and see what happens. Kind of almost the same deal as I was running into with my lockout tagout, the 410. Yeah, we're overset somewhere. Come on, baby. I might have undone my overset. Come on, guys. Oh, that's my cat attempting to jump up on my shoulders. She really wants to hang out with me at the moment. That's fine. Yeah, I'm overset somewhere. I think I'm overset on 4, and he doesn't want to just jiggle out. So anyway, the problem that I was having was with pin 4. Where are we here? 1, 2, 3, 4. There we are. And pin 3, where pin 3 kind of ends up feeling rather seized up all the way from the beginning of picking the lock. And as a result, I run into some issues with attempting to, I actually thought, potentially, wrongly, I'm oversetting 2 because I'm talking instead of paying attention to what I'm doing. Actually, I'm gonna kind of just hold this a little bit differently in my hand. I can't really easily use my vise at the moment because I'm using my vise to record this. There we go. 2. This is seriously the only portion of this that I really have to pay all that close of attention to. Come on, baby. No. Come on. I don't think I've picked 3 yet. We'll pretend like I picked 3 and go to 1 just in case. That's 1. This isn't feeling quite right. try that again. Of course, the instant that I'm trying to video this is when I run into problems, right? So the problem that I had been running into with this is that sometimes I was able to pick it, and sometimes I just ended up in this super, super deep false set that felt like I should have it picked, but I wasn't really getting anywhere with it. And other times, yeah, I was able to pick it successfully, and I finally figured out what was going on. I was sometimes, while picking 4, I must have just been like slightly sloppy in my picking, and every once in a while I was picking 4, I was hitting 3 and pushing him into the right spot. There we go. Okay, we are open. Just kind of push that in the right spot here. Key works fine. Oop, trying to keep this in frame. Sorry about that. So yeah, every once in a while I was bumping 3 just right while trying to pick 4 to make 3 also pick, and 3 would really only move if I hit it in at just the right time. There's no leeway for picking it at the wrong time and either just causing something else to fall down or something like that. It was like it would be completely seized up. Would only let me pick it right after picking 4. If I ever tried to pick it before 4, after 1, before 2 even, after 5, I would actually get some counter rotation if I tried to pick it after 5, which is what eventually led me to the fix. But because 5 was essentially the very last pin that needed to be picked, trying to pick it after 5 caused essentially all of the other pins to fall down. So that was kind of the point at the thing that was giving me the clue as to what I needed to do to fix it. This one has just a standard C-clip on the back, if you can see that. Sorry if the lighting in here isn't great. Let's see if I can turn on a little bit of light. It's a little better, not great. So yeah, I would periodically try to get just a I would periodically accidentally push 3, and eventually I would accidentally push 3, and eventually it would work. But it really does require me to pick it at just the right time. I'm going to try and get this shim in here. I've been having trouble getting the shim into this lock. I have done it sometimes. So if I fail to get the shim in here, rather than taking it apart really nicely like I'll be able to with the shim, I'll just kind of make it fall apart, which hopefully will be okay with you guys. I know what order everything goes in, so I just know where it's supposed to go. Oh, there we go. Jeez. I haven't used shims a lot, but I am sort of a walking, talking PSA for why you should be using a shim. Yesterday I destroyed like 6 springs because I wasn't using shims. Although I will argue that for some of those I didn't really need a shim. Come on. I don't really have an appropriate follower for this, so I'm kind of trying to get it to let me get the key, the core. I'm just making a mess out of this shim, I bet. Come on, slide in there. Be a good boy. There we go. Thank you, Mr. Shim. All right, let's see if I can get that to slide over. Of course not. All right, well, we'll hope that I can bridge the gap well enough with that shim. I don't really have the right follower, so I'm going to have to use this AAA battery, and we'll hope beyond hope that we don't drop the important stuff here. Hey, I think we did all right. Okay, so I'd kind of read online that this might be the case. Some of the, well, it sounds like all of the newer American 5200s only have 5 pins instead of all 6. It sounds like the older models actually did have all 6. But if you look at that key is only cut for 5 pins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I put a 6th one in here, to just have to kind of rest somewhere on this front slope. But this might make some fun for, like, I don't know, a challenge lock later or something like that. Although, honestly, how much can I do to make this more challenging other than just putting another pin in there? So let's drop out these pins for you. Slot 1, I've got some serration on the top. This whole lock is so covered in grease. I apologize, but these pins are probably going to stick a little bit to my tweezers as I'm doing this. Couple serrations at the top on 2. Couple serrations on the top on 3. Couple little serrations on the top on 4. There we go. A couple little serrations on the top on 5. So that's everything in the plug. Let's, hopefully you guys don't mind. I accidentally took that out of the frame. Let me know if I need to do this again. But let's take that shim out and see if we can't get these pins out of here. Got a spool in 1. Got a spool in 2. Got a spool in 3. Actually, it looks like there might be some light serrations on the edges of these spools. Got a completely serrated in 4 and a, come out of there, completely serrated in 5. And then you got just all standard springs from 1 through 5 there. So there you go. About 14 minutes to pick and gut, and that is my American 5200 pick and gut video, along with a battery from Menards.